It is my pleasure to welcome Chris Hsu to the show. He is the founder and CEO of Azibo. This is a really cool software for property management and some other things as well. Chris, welcome. How you doing?
Hey, thanks a lot, Jason. It's great to be here. I'm doing great.
And you are coming to us not from Silicon Valley, where you used to be, but you are in Reno, Nevada, beautiful Lake Tahoe area, right?
That's right. I love the lake and I love the mountains.
Excellent. Yeah, beautiful place. Well, you've got your screen share on. Some people might hear this and catch the audio only, so try and describe whatever you're showing, but the screen is on. We're looking at the Azibo platform, and give us a little demonstration of what the software does.
Sure, Jason. Well, look, as a starting point, I've been an independent landlord for 25 years, and I've owned everything from condos to duplexes to apartment buildings to, short-term vacation rentals. And I've also spent most of my career building products and software and technology and in financial services. And, about 3 years ago, some investors and I decided that we really wanted to build a platform that really catered to independent landlords. And what is an independent landlord? You might ask. An independent landlord are typically mom and pops that own anywhere from 1 to 250 units. It could be any mix of mobile homes, condos, single family rentals, small apartment buildings. And most of our customers have a mix of different types of property. And what we wanted to do was build the financial platform for that group. And our vision is we're the one-stop shop financial services platform for that independent landlord ecosystem. And we provide a software solution and financial services that enable landlords and their tenants and their vendors or contractors to interact in an easy way with payments, financial services, banking, insurance, and mortgage.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and the way that we thought about this problem, Jason, is most landlords use a combination of different software and offline management tools. And whether or not you're a mom and pop landlord, independent landlord, or an independent property manager who manages on behalf of those, it's a combination of manual tools, analog tools like paper, cash, checks, antiquated software solutions, and they're all disconnected across products and services. And so what we wanted to do was bring together a modern mobile-based consumer interface that connected all these things in a digital way. And even if you're managing a combination of properties online and offline, meaning you take checks and cash in addition to ACH and other forms of payment, we've created a platform that you can manage all of that in one place.
Great. So just a differentiation, maybe, if you want to just make a statement about it, what differentiates you from, say, Avail, Stessa, Anago, some of the others out there? We're not comparing to the Yardies and the Buildiums of the world, I assume.
That's right. That's right. It's a great distinction. So let me start with the Yardies, Buildiums, and Appfolios of the world. Real Pages, all kind of, there's only really three companies, but those are the three big ones. Those companies target professional property management companies who then serve hundreds, if not thousands, of landlords and tens of thousands of tenants.
And I just want to tell you that when you combine the word professional with property management, you might be making a stretch there because it's a pretty unimpressive industry most of the time.
It's a tough one. I'm not going to actually, disparage, but I agree with you. So what I would say is that those software solutions are designed as a accrual accounting software for the property manager. And then that property manager provides a very cursory experience to the landlord that's a very high level of data. And I'll show you the difference when we get into the actual product. Where we're targeting is everything below them. So from one, if you have one single family home or condo that you rent, you can use any one of the Azibo tools for free. If you have 250 properties, it's a mix of apartment buildings and single family homes, et cetera. Azibo's designed for you. If you want professional property management and professional property management software that you have to pay a monthly fee for, go to Buildium, Appfolio, and Yardi. we're free. And we're free and we're designed for the landlord. And all of our data, tools, and reporting is on a simple cash basis. Cash comes in, cash goes out, and you have a cash balance. We don't do any fancy accounting, cruel accounting, and everything that we've built on our platform is designed to help a landlord get a monthly P&L, a rent roll, a T12, and a Schedule E tax report. And that's it.
Okay, and just remember, in the interest of time, we got to move a little faster, possibly. So I just want to say that. But the distinctions, the Inago, Stessa, Avail, maybe would be close comparisons.
Avail is a very close comparison. Avail is now owned by a real estate listing.
Realtor.com. Yeah.
Realtor.com. What Avail does really well is that 1 to 3 property owner.
Okay.
And that it's super simple. It's really focused on rent payments. What we do is payments, banking integrated with payments. I'll show you that in a second, with specifically designed for landlords, mortgages, and insurance, all on one integrated platform. Much broader platform. And our landlords, we have landlords on our platform that have 1,400 units.
Okay, so Inago, Stessa.
So Inago, we don't ever compete with. We never hear them. We don't have a single customer who's come and said, "Hey, how are you guys different from Inago?" Stessa. A lot of our customers use Stessa and Azibo together. And what they use a Stessa for is for visualization of properties and that kind of stuff. And you'll see we're building a lot of that capability into our platform, but we're creating automation and tagging in the core transactions that you're doing to be able to create that reporting that Stessa has. But Stessa doesn't offer any of the other products and services that we offer.
Okay, great. So let's go into it. Let's look at your platform and do the demo.
Yeah, so we're at azibo.com and we're logging in. This is my account, and this is what I use to manage my properties. So when you log into the platform, as you have to go through a secure sign up. One other huge differentiation from many of the other platforms is we require you to go through a series of steps to get secure logons, because we're allowing you to move money quickly across the platform. And we do all kinds of checks, ID verification. We do secure checks. We do for banking, we do your KYB, AML, all that stuff. But what you see here is an all-in-one solution where you have all of the key financial services that you need to manage your portfolio. And it really starts with this rent payment. It's, landlords want to know, hey, in the month of January, how am I doing on my payments? I look at this dashboard and I know 90% of my payments are paid. I go in here, I can see one tenant who's not paid. I can send an automated reminder to that tenant directly, and that goes from my LLC. If I go back to my property homepage, I can go through every single one of my tenants, and I can look at any one of them and see when they paid, and I can look at 87.5% of the time that tenant has paid on time and all the information associated with their lease date. I can also go into my properties page and I can organize portfolios. This is very different. None of the independent landlord platforms have this. I can organize a portfolio. I've got my own home. I keep my expenses on that. Here, I have short-term rentals in here. I have a set of properties that are managed by, this is an apartment building. This is a duplex that's managed by one of my property managers, and I can share with that property manager so that she can view all these tools and also chase rent and do all that kind of stuff. And so I can organize all my various different things. I can go into any one of these properties. I can click into a unit and I can go through and I can see all of the rent payment invoices. So if I have an issue with somebody who's consistently paying late, I can download these and that could provide a record for whatever you need to do. As I mentioned, everything we do is around a simple cash flow basis. Cash income, expenses, change in cash. How I can look over any period of time, 6 months, 12 months, 1 month, and I can see how my cash flow is doing across my properties. I can also go down here and look at my major buckets of expense, income, and expense. And if you look at any property management tool, even the sophisticated property management tools, they have no access to your mortgage and loans. They might have some portion of your repairs and maintenance. They might have some portion of your utilities, typically not all. They have almost no legal and professional fees.
So how does yours, I mean, the user is inputting that data, right? Or is it somehow linking up on an API with the utility company or your mortgage company? I mean,
yeah, so I'll show you. So for the rent payments, it all goes through our automated dashboard.
And that's because the tenant is paying the rent through your platform.
That's right.
And they're doing that as an ACH, I assume, for free. And they could use a credit card, but they have to pay a fee probably, right?
You know, what we've done for the landlord is we've created a way for them to offer any form of payment to the tenant. So if the landlord wants to continue to accept checks, they can use our mobile remote deposit capture, deposit the check.
Yeah, but the problem is they got like a limit on the amount of checks or the amount of money you can receive. And, you know.
No, not on our platform because we have our own bank. I'll show it to you. Okay. So we built this whole thing on top of a bank. So we have.
So you're actually a bank.
We're a bank. So we are not officially a nationally chartered bank. We have a partnership with a nationally chartered bank, and I'll show you this. You go to your homepage, you go into your accounts, and I go in. These two accounts are Azibo checking accounts. This one is for security deposits, and I'll show you that. That's what, purely used for security deposit. This is used for all my properties. Okay. And I run expenses in and expenses out. And I'll show you that in a second. But I can link 50 bank accounts if I wanted to. And I can go into any one of these bank accounts and I can actually use the same software that we built to tag to a property and to a Schedule E tax bucket.
So you're saying that your system will link up with the major banks and
our system will link up with any bank.
Okay.
Now, the major banks, if you link it up and you use your username and password in a secure site, then you can use all of your transactions, just like I just showed you. So First Republic, you go in here, you can see every transaction that goes through there, but only certain transactions are related to the property. So I'll tag those transactions based on Schedule E tax classifications. And let me show you something different. So let's talk about security deposits. Security deposit, pain in the butt to deal with. It's a balance sheet account. You want to keep it separate from your operating account. I go in here and I can see a couple of different things. What I do in my security deposit, first of all, we pay interest. We pay 4 times the national average interest in our bank account. So I buy a property, I get a check from the previous landlord, or it settles out on the settlement statement. I then move money into my security deposit account. Okay, then a tenant checks out. And what you can see here is what I do from this is I basically then send money. Very simply, I just hit the send money. I basically type in whatever the amount is of the security deposit. Let's say it's $500. And I go in here and I can pick anybody that's associated with any one of my properties. And this, by the way, we can also do, so these are-
And you send them the money.
And it just send them the money, but it's done.
And how's it doing that? Is it doing that through Zelle or?
I like the technology. We have a multi-rail system.
Uh-huh.
So I can.
Is there a Plaid integration?
There's Plaid in it. So we have Plaid, Stripe, direct bank ACH rails. We're building out a multi-rail platform. In fact, by next year,
it seems like you guys have probably developed this component of the software more than any others. I'm sensing that.
Others. There is no others.
Yeah,
there are no others. There are no bank as a service players out there that have vendor pay, transaction tagging, reporting, classification, automated rent collection, and the ability to give so this debit card right here, my property manager uses that debit card. Let me show you. So I actually had a legal document that I needed to get from the city for one of my properties. So she actually went to the city and paid for this legal document. So now I can go in here and I can basically just tag that transaction. Now that's going to flow through my Schedule E. Management fees. Here's a great example. So my property manager bills me for management fees. She just sends me an email invoice with an Excel spreadsheet. I basically align it to property fees and management, and I use the same payment technique that I just showed you, and it's all tagged here. It's all the information is here. I know what period it's from. Everything is recorded here in our system, and then this just flows straight through to our reporting. And by the way, then you can go in to reports and you can generate a Schedule E tax report for any one of your properties. So it's all integrated. So all the transactions flow through the system. You tag them. By the way, we're building machine learning behind the scenes, so it'll auto tag them. So if you tag something once, twice, 3 times, it'll get retagged, and then you can go in, you can classify. If you don't like it, you can do the following. Hey, look, what the heck is going on in October? Why am I losing money in my portfolio in October? Well, I go in here and I look for all the big negatives, and I say, oh my God, look at this one. Well, what is that? Holy cow. Okay, I paid on my platform, I paid for taxes, and it's property taxes. So that's an annual payment, but it shows up in my cash flow, right? And I could just click.
How do you pay the property taxes? Does the software cut a check to the tax collector?
No, it's easy. This is a real bank account. So I go on the tax site and I put in my bank account number and my.
So it's an ACH payment.
Yes, an ACH payment.
But you have to go to the site of each county tax collector to do that. And they have to have that feature enabled.
Yeah, that you do, but you can do check. You can send them a check.
Right, but help us understand, and I want to move off of this financial stuff a little bit because I know there's more.
Jason,
but Chris, question. I got it. I know you said anyway, but with a check, what does it do? Does it go into your First Republic bank account and do that bill pay, or what is it doing to send a check?
If I'm sending a check, I send a check right from here. The same button. I just send it to a merchant. If I have an address.
So in other words, Azibo actually, like my banks, cuts checks and mails them?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's pretty heavy duty. Yeah.
So you just here's the difference. Jason, don't think about a traditional bank. Mm-hmm. Think about, I want to send money. I want to request money. I want to move money, and I want to deposit a check.
Sure.
So, and by the way, we're building software this year where if you deposit a check in an Azibo account, we digitize that and we send an email to the landlord and the tenant and say, hey, do you just want to do a digital connection? Like we're completely changing the game in how you think about sending payments. So I can send a payment.
Sounds like you might be modernizing the banking system too, which is a relief.
Well, we are constrained because we ride the rails. Remember, we're not a bank, we're a technology company. Yep. And we have a partnership. We have a partnership with a fully nationally chartered bank, and our accounts are FDIC accounts. All the technology and software sits on Azibo, but the actual account is guaranteed by the federal government and runs through a bank partner. So underneath all of our technology is actually a true bank that's nationally chartered, FDIC insured, and we're building software to modernize this whole thing. Let me go back to something I was trying to tell you. This debit card I give to my property manager.
Yep.
And she charges things, they show up in my account and they get tagged.
Yep.
If I want to send a check, I send a check through that little button.
I could see this being very handy for doing a fix and flip or just a fix and keep, where you could give your contractor a debit card instead of having to, order things for them from Home Depot and Lowe's.
Absolutely. And by the way, if you want to do a fix and flip, you can get a bridge loan from us. We do a rent advance loan. So get this is super cool. What's a rent advance loan? A rent advance loan is we'll give you 60% of your cash flows for the year up front.
Interesting.
60% of your annual rental income in as fast as one business day. So if you collect rent, if you join our platform, you collect rent and you create a Azibo bank account, we will, within one day of being able to see all that through the platform, setting up your leases on platform, which you do simply through our property and onboarding your tenants, getting the tenants to pay. We essentially will give you a 60% loan for your entire annual rent upfront, unsecured. Now, we'll also give you a bridge loan. So if you want to do a fix and flip or a fix and rent, let's take a fix and rent.
So you're a hard money lender.
So we are, let's see, I don't want to be keep putting me in this bucket, Jason. We're a one-stop shop financial services platform to deliver what the landlord needs.
That's great. Give us an example of what the rates and terms are on a bridge loan.
Yeah, so I mean, it's all over the place. So it depends on location, project.
Is there a rate sheet in here in the software we can see?
No, what we have is the ability to actually do an application on our platform. And then once you do the application, we have a loan officer who will call you, go through it, and get you an indicative quote.
Okay, so it's complicated like most loans, but okay, go ahead.
It's not. It's super simple. It's a digital application. It'll take you less than 3 minutes.
All right. Okay, let's see the rest of the software. Like, we've spent a lot of time on the financial stuff. It seems like you make that very convenient. I love it. You offer insurance. Others offer insurance through the platform. That's great. But what about advertising and
insurance? Nobody offers insurance like we offer insurance.
Okay, well, give us the quick elevator pitch, because I got other questions for you, other components of the software. But pitch on insurance. How do you do it?
Insurance is very simple. We are fully licensed in all 51 jurisdictions in the United States for full property and casualty. We focus on landlord insurance, whether it be a mobile home or an apartment building. And we also do umbrella insurance. And if you want to add on your homeowners and auto, we can also do that. We have
and do you also provide renters insurance to our tenants?
We are doing that. So we do it through a partnered Sure today. So if you want renters insurance, you come on our platform and you can get that through our partner. Let me just actually show it to you.
All right. Just as long as you provide it. That's all. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we do it, and we're doing it completely embedded in the platform.
All right. So can we get on to my next question now? Because I know there are other features.
I didn't tell you about insurance yet. You asked a question while
I thought you told us. Okay.
So we can digitally quote you insurance on a single property or an entire portfolio of property.
Okay. Excellent.
And then the second thing that we do is we have what we call a policy management center that we just released. The policy management center allows you to upload all of your policies for your entire portfolio of real estate. We'll give you reminders. We'll let you auto pay, and we will auto quote and re-quote your policies to help you save money. So you think of our policy management center as a place where you can manage all of your property's insurance policies. So now ask your questions.
Okay. So what about advertising and marketing the property to tenants?
Yes.
So, do you have a network? Does it automatically post on Zillow and Realtor.com and all of this?
We do not do listings today.
Okay.
We will do listings, and it'll probably be in the back half of this year or into next year. There's a reason why we don't do listings. There's a number. I mean, if you look at the landscape of who provides listings, other than Craigslist, they're all have embedded solutions, and they all are monopoly platforms that allow for we're independent. We're completely independent, and our goal is to provide you with the best financial services tools out there.
Fair enough. But just to, for the record, I mean, other competitors do offer that ad syndication feature, right? That's a common feature in softwares like this. You guys have focused a lot more on the banking and financial side, which is awesome. I love it. But, I just want to put that out there. Now, I assume you do tenant screening, right?
We do.
Okay. So how does that work? Can you show us?
So tenant screening, you can go into, so two things. One, we're building tenant screening into the tenant onboarding process in the next quarter. So we will have that by mid-year. Currently, we have a partnership for tenant screening we have two partnerships, one with Rent Prep and one with TransUnion. And you go in here, we offer discounted pricing, and we oftentimes do bundled deals for customers. But you can go in here and just start your checks here.
Right. But what do? Do you send the tenant a link so that they can apply?
Yes, the tenant gets sent, the landlord has to do this, provide the information, and then that goes to the tenant, and then the tenant has to complete the process.
Okay, so that's not really part of your system yet, it sounds like.
No, it's not embedded in the system
Yeah.
today, but it
Okay.
will be by mid-year.
Okay. All right. What
But
other
you can get
broad?
discounted rates and access tenant screening on our platform.
Okay.
You just go to azibo.com and click on landlords tenant screening.
Okay. What other broad features do you want to share with us before you wrap it up?
Yeah, look, I think the broad feature set is that if you use Azibo as your management system for your properties, whether they be short-term rentals or long-term rentals, you get all your data in one place. You can auto tag it, and you can get all the reporting that you need to generate loans, to provide the documents for loans. You can auto quote insurance. You can manage all of your insurance on our platform, and you get all the stuff that you need for financial services on our platform. One log on.
Okay. Sounds good. So it sounds like we still have to use some other tools until you add a few more features, but you really kill it on the financial side. I got to give it to you there. That's and what I mean is more the banking side, I should say. But yeah, it's
banking and payments.
Yeah.
Banking and payments, like fully integrated in one solution, and
Excellent.
no one's doing that.
Good
And
stuff.
it's not just our bank. It's really important to note we have an open banking philosophy. If you want to bring your own banks, go ahead. We build that software on top of it that allows you to do what you could do on our bank. If you use our bank, we just get 4 times the national average interest, and you have other product features like all the bill pay that I showed you around being able to send money in lots of different ways and then keep track of it real time. So,
awesome. Okay, and how long does it take to set all this up, Chris?
It takes minutes. It's funny, if you want to go set up a Wells Fargo account today, you got to make an appointment. It takes you 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If you want to set up,
and you're also banking with a bunch of criminals too, but that's a minor
I'm not
side.
commenting at all on that. But if you want to set up a bank account on ours, it takes minutes. You have to do ID verification. We do background and stuff checks in the background, and then we allow you to open a bank account. You can, by the way, you don't have to use our bank. You can basically open up a payments account, get all of what I showed you, and link it to your Wells Fargo account or your Bank of America or whatever it may be. So anyway, that's Azibo in a nutshell in 10 minutes or less.
Okay, good stuff. Well, Chris, thank you so much. It's free to landlords, right?
Free to landlords and free to tenants.
And your revenue model is you're making money off insurance and some of the payment processing and things
That's
like
right.
that, right? Okay, good stuff. All right, well, Chris Hsu, the website is Azibo, AZIBO.com. It's .com, right?
It's .com.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for sharing this with us today. We appreciate it.
Hey, Jason, thank you so much. It was great to meet you.